Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Gambits Guide, and today we have here the RWA Battle Arms Development AEG. Now this guide will serve for both the SBR version as well as the 556 LW. Today with me is the carbine length 556 LW. So there are several nifty little features with the BAD AEG. First, we're going to talk about the rail system. Now, depending on the gun when it arrived, some of them might be tight, some of them may not be. So over here is a tension screw that you can loosen. Now, if you are unable to quick detach it, what you want is to get a hex key right here, turn counterclockwise 45 to 90 degrees. That's all it needs. And then over here, there's a button. Press down and then detach the latch, like so. The whole rail removes, just like that. Now you can do all sorts of maintenance as well as installation and modifications to your accessories and setup. Once you are done, reinsert it. Now pay real close attention. There is actually a notch as well as an incision at the barrel nut. What you want to do is first align it. Now don't close it just yet, because if you close it forcefully, you will damage the rail. What you want to do next is press this button again. Keep it pressed, then close the latch, then let go. By doing so, now the rail is really tight. If you want to further secure it, again, tension screw, further tighten it a bit more. It's not going anywhere. So that's how you use the quick detach switch rail, licensed by Fortis. Then next is battery space. Now this AEG has a very unique battery space compartment because it's modular depending on the type of battery that you use. So first of all, the rubberized butt pad is a extra. You don't have to use it if you don't wish to. I just prefer it because it's more comfortable. Right now, as is, if you can find either a 7.4 volt LiPo battery or the really small 11.1 volt battery, I think GNP used to make one, the 1000 mAh version, it could fit into this buffer tube, but it's really small. Simply unscrew it, put the battery in, connect to the T-plugs, and you're good to go. However, if you prefer or you already have a Candy bar type battery, we do come with a extension tube. First, pull out the T-plug, feed it through. Threading goes in first. Once that's done, extend your buttstock, put a battery, plug it in. Afterwards, then screw in the cap. And there you have it. The gun is ready to go. So I'm not going to fully thread this in because I'm going to show you another feature. Now, if you choose to use a lithium ion battery like the Titan Power one, you'll notice that even with 11.1 volt, the battery will still stick out about an inch. Now, to use that, simply extension tube installed. Do not install the rubberized butt pad. Now, here I have the nunchuck type. Feed it in, and here, then plug in. Try to keep it as is, then rubberized butt pad goes on, and just like that, now this gun can run a lithium ion battery. So that means whether you choose to use a lithium ion, LiPo, depending on the type and size, this gun is ready to go and can be modular depending on your need. Now, the next feature that I'd like to go through is the ECU that it comes with. Now, if you read through our user manual, you'll notice that a very complex chart that looks kind of like this over here. It looks complicated, but I'll show you it's actually not that bad. Now, before I begin, I already checked the gun is clear. So when you were to do the same thing to program the ECU, make sure you, first of all, you check the magazine. Next thing is empty it, purge chamber, make sure there's no BBs inside. Then we can carry on. So, to program the ECU, first thing you want to do is go to semi. You're going to pull the trigger and hold it for 7 seconds. So now you will notice two things. One, inside the trigger, you'll notice that there's a blue light. That's an indication of it being in what function it's in. Next is the beep. That's also indicating which function it is, the first one. Once that's done, you're gonna press the trigger to toggle between which function it goes through. See, now I'm at the 5th setting, the last setting. If I pull it again, it'll go back to the first one. So you're constantly toggling between each function. Now, let's say I'm trying to change the firing mode function. That is the first feature. I'm now at the first function. Then I'm gonna go ahead and switch to full auto. That will tell me that the options that are available within the first function, and I'm gonna toggle between which I wanna go to. For example, now I wanna change my full auto to be binary setting, and then my semi will be a semi setting. So by doing so, that is the second option. I pull the trigger once. You hear the 2 beep, as well as the light is now in cyan or light blue. This is the setting that I'm trying to go for. Then I'm gonna switch back to semi to save it. Once I'm done with configuring, I'm gonna hit save. Now the whole process is already complete. If I go to semi, all right, it's semi. When I go to full auto, it's binary. Now do note that constant usage of binary will significantly increase the wear and tear of the gun's internal. So use it at your own risk. So let's say I want to switch this back to where full auto is full auto and semi to semi. What I want to do is go to semi, fire it once, and wait for 7 seconds again. Now the blue light's on again and you hear the beep. That means it's now in programming mode. Right now it's on the first function. Go into the first function because that's where I toggle the firing mode to full auto. Then I'm gonna press the button to toggle around the mode that I desire. Now I want it to go back to semi and full auto. To do so, I'm gonna keep toggling until I go back to blue color and only hearing 1 beep. Okay, that's the mode that I want. From safe, switch to semi. That saves the setting of that option. Now I've already completed my whole process. I'll flip it back to save. Now the whole process is saved. Now my semi should be semi, and my full auto should be full auto. Okay, so just like that, you can play around with the various settings that it comes with. But let me remind you once again, binary adds a lot of stress to the system. So just because it has a feature doesn't mean the internal is optimized for that setting. So what I recommend is figure out your playstyle. You know, you have right now it's a very optimal balance setting. Depending on what you need and how you play it, I would say look for reputable gun tech to optimize the internal setting and then fix your settings to just one particular setting. Let's say if you like to shoot semi only, you can have a semi locket, or you like speed soft, you know, you can use the binary setting, but you may need to change to a better, higher torque motor and maybe a higher speed gear sets, and maybe you have to shave a few teeth or even DSG, the internal gear sets. A lot you can do to it. Right now, this AEG has a V2 gearbox, so I'm sure a lot of reputable gear gun tech can modify this AEG for you. So hope you guys enjoy this product as much as I do, and see you guys in the next episode of Gambits Guide.